he's a good prospect for that if you're going for that achievement. King Killer. I noticed there's like 7 items you could possibly have for your mothership. There's a coil. It's Truckin' Tuesday. There's a coil. There's a flex capacitor. There's ethanol. There's self-sealing stem bolts. There's psionic screws. There's a couple others that I'm not remembering at the moment. So of course my strategy doesn't change here as I'm trying to just wiggle my way around and avoid missiles and shit. They won't actually go in the missile range while it's launching, so then you can probably seal the gap when it's done, hopefully. So I'm going to try and get my ass back behind my vehicle before they close the gap. Yeah, see? Put them aside, so they can't shoot my MCV. And then I'm going to move the KJL vehicle up, try to keep him. Of course, he's a medium, and this is where I failed right here. I'm like, oh shit, I should have moved him up. But he seems to be more interested in going up further. So, because he's a mine layer, I think. So, I don't really care about mine layers, as I like to give myself the mine defense as early as I can. Mine layers actually are free money for me, because they like to go up to the front, where you're out of range of their weapons, except maybe that heavy railgun. But it depends on how... The weapons don't have range, the vehicles have range. Which is an interesting concept in this game. I'd always thought that certain weapons would have certain range. Like missiles should have awesome range. I think that would be an interesting approach to this game. If instead of you having range for your vehicles, your weapons have the range instead. Like that railgun should have range across the map. There should be no range limit on it. And range of machine guns would be moderate. Stronger with the heavier machine guns, of course. Someone argued, TB argued, that he doesn't like the fact that there's no size restriction on vehicles. Heavy weapons can be put on light vehicles. He's like, so there's no sense of urgency. Like, why would you ever want the light vehicle when it's just statistically a weapon, when it's just statistically worse than the heavy version? There's no downside. He says, well, FTL has the power management aspect. This doesn't have an aspect like that. And I thought about that, and then I thought, well, there's an achievement, Shield Mark 1. There's an achievement that says beat the game with just light vehicles, which is what I was talking about. So King Killer's weapon's ideal prospect for that. Everyone has no shield ability. I thought, well, that achievement would make his complaint impossible to ratify. If you only can fight the flagship or mothership, whatever you want to call it, big floating fortress, if you can only fight that with light vehicles, then you need heavy firepower. And there's no way to get heavy firepower if all of your light vehicles, and here I go back to this area just to try and buy fuel or get repairs. I'll probably just do repairs and be stranded with fuel again because my thing has no armor. Yeah, and I'm looking at my money and I'm like, okay, do I repair one more time and buy some fuel? Or do I upgrade? Looks like I upgrade armor, and I don't repair with those last 6 for some reason, even though they can't buy fuel. So I'm willing to be stranded again in light of having the capacity to upgrade my vehicles. So this guy says I can take some non-essential parts. I say no, I don't want to do that. So anyway, you couldn't do the achievement, beat the game with only light vehicles. Open fire on the civilians, hail them. We don't have that money. Blast when they come in range. I get 8 fuel, which is nothing. Going back is pointless because I don't have enough scrap to do anything. So if you took that achievement out of the achievement box, then sure, having weapon restrictions would be fine. But you can't take it out of the achievement box because it unlocks vehicles. And that's what they did with it. And so you unlock a vehicle with that achievement, and you can't do that with just light weapons. If that achievement wasn't there and you could unlock them by other means, then maybe you could balance out heavy weapons with lower range. Like more powerful lasers could only be shot lower distances, you know. And if weapons had their own ranges, then the light weapons would have a much further range. Although it doesn't make sense for machine guns in like 60 cal versus 100 cal because the larger caliber bullets always travel further. That's the point. So then that would just negate the whole point of that to begin with. So you can't put weapon size restrictions on the vehicles for a number of reasons. It just wouldn't work. Because of the way the game progresses its threat level. You can't survive the game with light vehicles. And maybe there'd be light weapons that could do lots of damage, like those beams. Maybe you could have light weapons that are powerful that can't be installed on heavy machines. Like I'm the van, you can't put a light weapon on me. That would just seem arbitrary, like you're just trying to fix something that's not broken in an effort to please people. So I'm okay with there not being restrictions on weapons versus vehicles. And yeah, there's no real benefit to having the lighter weapons because you upgrade. And the nature of this game upgrades with you. Because the threat level keeps looming in from each side. The outer borders have the dark hexes, and inside the lighter hexes, and then the outlined hexes only. And then the hexes that don't have any outlines at all, which is neutral territory. And as you play, the neutral territory gets gobbled up, and all of the darker hexes start moving in closer to where the entire map is nothing but dark hexes. And if you're behind the bell curve with power, you're going to get your ass stomped. So, you know, that's how the game deals with progression. And you need to start upgrading your vehicles pronto, or hope to get a better vehicle. Like, if you don't have any intention of finishing the game with your starting vehicles, then you need to find other vehicles. You need to know which events are going to potentially give you vehicles and try and do those events that way. So, here's pretty good. This is the black market. He either wants to give me heavy rocket artillery or 75, and I chose the heavy rocket because I need to get some more firepower for my vehicles, and I haven't seen a heavy rocket for sale, just a medium. Maybe if I've seen the heavy rocket for sale, I don't recall where it is. So I actually just want to find the nearest camp, but I want to see if there's any objective really close to me. And the sonic screws is actually really close. Sonic screws and self-sealing stem bolts. The compression coil is also the coil I was talking about. The one item with Andy I don't have on my list. Andy is the hyperdrive regulator. That's another item I couldn't think of at the moment. Hopefully you get a hyperdrive regulator, because hopefully you want to recruit Andy unless you're going for that achievement of light vehicles, because Andy's a heavy vehicle. You want Andy's vehicle, plain and simple. He's the best vehicle in the game. The worst vehicle in the games are the little buggies with one weapon. Second worst are the KJL vehicle is a heavy vehicle with one weapon slot. I mean, you wonder where all that profile is going to if it could only equip one weapon. And I think it's in its stats. I think if you fully upgraded it, it would have impressive armor and impressive hit points. And look at my MCV. It is getting ruined right now. Armor gone, half health. So don't tell me my methods here of trying to, trying to prevent all these lasers is ill-advised, because it isn't. I hate how that tank moved out of my way. I didn't get any damage on those tanks. They just slipped down. So my volley didn't get it. Those lasers are annoying. I'm trying to block them because they're chewing through my MCV. Once the armor is gone, those lasers will just spell doom for you. It seems that my vehicles, though, have more protection than the MCV. I don't know, because look, I'm getting hit by it and I'm not taking as much damage, it seems. It seems. This is probably not the case, but I know my MCV is about to die. If those tanks get in there, what fours, I'm fucked. Yeah, see, right there, I'm like, what do I do? Because I have that tank at the back. Okay, so there you go. And I'm trying to get all four of my vehicles around the MCV. And for firing range, and I know that I have missiles, and he just cut in front of me, and my MCV is just about dead. I'm actually looking at this with a tightly clenched ass, like, oh god, am I gonna fucking live? Because I'm actually stressing out watching this. That vehicle, one more volley from its fucking lasers, and I'm dead. Just suck it up, vehicles. That's what you do. Now that was not worth 27 scrap at all. 67 scrap, and I need to repair. Big time. Although I did get the missile, so I'm really interested in equipping it. So beelining a camp isn't really a bad thing right now. I'm probably going to take all 60 scrap to repair the MCV, but I really want to throw out... They're both light, so it doesn't make a difference. Just put heavy there and sell the light. I sold another light, so I'm not going to keep that light. And it did give me some scrap, and I'm looking at my quantities like, should I repair or upgrade? And most likely repair first. And that topped me off, and I have nothing left. No fuel. But I did get a weapon upgrade, so there's something there. And there is an objective here. Maybe I'll get some fuel from this. Who knows? The mobile sonic screws. Open fire, where we were sent here. Yeah, I swiped the list, so I really wasn't sent here. If you don't swipe the list and do him a favor, then I don't think you can get that dialogue. Sometimes you can fake it and say, hey, I was promised Sonic Screws as a reward, and there's like a chance that they'll believe you. They'll check and be like, okay, and just hand them off to you without you even having to fight. I mean, the benefit of that is not having to fight. The con to that is not having to fight, because you don't get rewards that way, obviously. I realize I can't throw a missile on that guy, because all my dudes are just blocking the way. And it bothers me, because he's getting direct attacks on my recently repaired MCV. Ugh. So it bugs me. I want to just kick his ass, but I can't. I mean, and then there's laser blasts. You got freaking laser beams, man. I'm just torn on where I want to throw this missile, but I think that was a good spot. But then that tank moved, so I didn't get damage, and his shield just went down, and nothing more. So did those missiles really even do something? I don't know. The missiles I'm throwing at him, he's dodging. So that was a wasted volley. Now this thing, it doesn't move its laser after it fires it, and that's to your benefit. Now it does have a railgun it'll fire every once in a while. The railgun doesn't charge that fast, but when it hits, it hurts. So finally I get rid of that damn tank, and I'm just worried. Its laser is actually hitting its buddy over there, which is really fun. So there's always that for you. He has a shield, so I'm not really worried about him, but I am worried about that skull, so I move the vehicle up. It's interesting to watch yourself play a game, and then try and second guess why you made these decisions. I actually want to hit right there, because you have guys hiding up there, trying to lay mines, and I killed one, the other one's not too far behind. Then there's this asshole up there who's just like right next to my MCV, that medium guy, and I don't like him, so, you know. I'm trying to kill that light vehicle, but he's being a little douche. I don't know who he's aggroed on. I don't think he's aggroed on anybody. And I think he wants to just survive, but he's not going to survive much longer. That MCV has a shield, an EMC, that heavy laser, and the railgun. That design of MCV I don't like. Not because it has a shield, I actually kind of like the shield idea, but it only has enough space for one key item at a time, probably because all of the mechanics involved are just going towards its systems, I guess. So you don't get the ability to carry 2 items. There is an MCV that can carry 4 items, and that's how you get the achievement, bring everything back in one go. And I think the reason another reason I didn't have any commentary while I was playing is not because I wanted to concentrate. That's part of it, but also because I was burnt out on commentary. I had done 5 or 6 episodes of this that were failures, all over an hour long, and in 1 or 2 cases 2 hours long, that I didn't upload, that all had meaningful commentary. And after all of that failure, Shield Mark 1, look for Sonic Screws, yay! After all those failures, I just didn't want to talk anymore. And I don't mean I played them all in one day. This was a course of a few days. I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm going to record some runs, and if I don't like them, at least I'm not talking. And there were some failures. I was recording, deleting, recording without talking. So after 5 commentary worth of episodes, I probably had 5 more failures. And so now finally, like ones I didn't, by failure I mean by ones I don't choose to upload, you know, ones that died after an hour and I wasn't anywhere near completing. So I don't like the fact that guy has that laser throw. If you slice him like back and forth, he'll actually lose his targeting. I didn't realize that till later in the game, but I do my best. I'm just trying to block his ass from throwing that beam and making a shield. See right there, the KJ vehicle, KJL. It's slicing through the beam of the tank. So right here, I should have moved him forward. I did actually. Did I? No, I didn't. Which is silly of me. I should have, because that would have prevented damage. I know that that KJ vehicle is almost dead, but still it's better than the MCP taking just a shit ton of damage. Oh, now he's aggroed on him. And actually that seems to be a big mistake because it does seem like he's going to take a lot more damage. See? If you look at him, it's like, uh-oh. Did I make a mistake? I did. And I'm like, no, don't die. I remember that now. I'm like, why did I aggro you? Why? And I don't think I can save it because you got Penis Rock down there that I'm scared of, even though I actually have. See, I've already upgraded the thing, and I didn't want him to get attacked again. But it seems that I'm too late because he's aggroed and he just blew up, and I lost my weapon. I lost 100, the heavy machine gun, and the KJ vehicle that I had been upgrading. That's the bad part. I upgraded its range and its handling and its mine defense. And so that's wasted scrap right there. And that 21 scrap and that buzzsaw is all going to go back to just repairing my MCV. And I got nothing. I mean, like, I can sell the shield and the buzzsaw and have 42 left. And now I just top everybody off. So what's left? Some upgrades? I look at the vehicles here and I'm not impressed. It's got the plasma gun that does damage to armor but no weapons, and it's got that cannon, which I don't like. So now I'm stuck at 3 vehicles again. And I'm a little upset. So I just upgrade health. I'm thinking I could max out King at least. You know, one more upgrade and he's maxed. So he'll have the highest chance of surviving that I can give him. I'm still distraught with 3 vehicles. Normally if I lose a vehicle like that, I reset. And that's also what I mean by failures. Scenarios where I was doing well, but lost a vehicle that I did not want to lose. Push open the door, down the hatch, inquire about the fuse, or shoot him. I'll just inquire about him. I don't really know what some of those scenarios are if you just choose to shoot, you know? But anyway, I'm trying to grind, and I don't find anything. So, but that guy's down in the boonies anyway, so that's Shady Sands, isn't it? So Shady Sands never seems to be by the road. It always seems to be really off in the middle of nowhere. I have 4 fuel left, so I just veer off, and I'm like, okay, let's just do this. This is the bearded bunnies, and I hadn't done that yet. So, and I'm thinking, I don't think I can take them with only 3 vehicles because I don't have the defense capabilities. And look, those missiles all missed. A tiny, tiny bit of damage on that one, and all my missiles are missing. I mean, I honestly think right now I'm boned, which is why when I lose a vehicle, I like to just restart. Especially if you lose something like Ashley's or what's the other guy's name? Dude who gives you also the other hovercraft. If you lose those 2 vehicles, any one of those 2, and you got them, that's like an instant reset maneuver right there. Because those vehicles are unique, they're powerful, you don't want to lose them. And I sometimes take unnecessary risks after I've given up. You know? So he had a railgun, so I'm glad I killed him. A couple railgun shots and you're kind of up shit creek. Goes right through shields. Looks like there's skulls right there. So I'm like, okay, is anyone dead? So I think maybe I can block him, but then there's a safe zone actually for him down, so it wouldn't matter anyway. Yeah, I just barely got that one too. Penis Rock nearly fucked me. So, that is Penis Rock. You know that's what they were thinking when they made that. I hate it when he lobs those ECM mines. Okay, everyone on him. I need a 4th vehicle. Oh! Right there, I almost ate the farm. 160. One of the bearded bunny vehicles looks like I could get up and running. I just got Hot Bunny. Now, I've never seen Hot Bunny before until just now. I didn't know what kind of vehicle it was. I'm thinking, okay, I need to go back to a camp. And with the 167 volts I just grabbed, I might as well return to the camp. I'm going to shoot the surveillance and let them come. This will also give me a chance to see what Hot Bunny was anyway. And Hot Bunny turns out to be another vehicle like King Killer, but equipped with a decent weapon. Just not with 2 weapons. It's the same weapon that Frawley's equipped with. So if I had 2 of those, it would be fantastic. I did sell some weapons. I sold those missile launchers. Now I kind of regret selling. But I needed the scrap and didn't think I was going to lose the vehicle. But is it worth losing the KJL vehicle, 1 gun, but probably potentially more armor, and gaining a Hot Bunny, which is probably the second worst, third class worst vehicle in the game. The initial Jeeps, as I've mentioned back when I started commentating, the initial Jeeps that you start with, the 2 slotted Jeeps, actually have higher stats than these cars, except for maybe handling. Natural handling on these vehicles is faster, so it's a little bit better that way. These vehicle classes, the KJL vehicle, I'm not sure if it's an upgrade or a lateral grade from the smaller vehicle of 1 gun, maybe just above, and then those Jeeps are probably on the same category as the van, and these hot rod cars that I call them, these doom buggy cars, are they 1 step above the KJL van? And you could make the case that yes, they are, simply because they have 2 gun slots, and that makes a huge difference. It's double firepower. And I would accept that argument. So I would say that, okay, I have upgraded a vehicle.